This video was brought to you by the ILC. Hello there once again. Welcome back to our Exam 2 review. This time we'll be doing problem 8A through C. In this question, we are told this equation, y equals negative 4.9x squared plus 16.9x plus 58.8. The y value is going to be the height of an object that was launched from some position, and the x is going to be the time. Now the first question asks, when does the object reach maximum height? And remember, when you see the words maximum height, the first word we should think of is the vertex. Let's remember the vertex formula. H equals negative b divided by 2a. Let's go ahead and find a and b from this equation. The number next to x squared is our a, that's negative 4.9. The b will be next to x, that is 16.9. And the c will be the number with no letter, 58.8. Now let's place the numbers into the formula. We have negative b, that's negative 16.9, divided by 2a, which will be 2 times negative 4.9. The numbers here are a bit difficult, so you'll need to put this in a calculator. If you do, you will get that h is 1.72. And we will also add that this will be in seconds because this will be our time. That's the answer to part A. Now for part B, where they ask what is the maximum height, we'll need to put this 1.72 back into the original equation. So everywhere we see x in this original equation, we'll place our 1.72, and we will have negative 4.9 times 1.72 squared plus 16.9 times 1.72, and then add 58.8. Once again, you'll need to have a calculator for this, but once you put it in, you should get 73.37. Now, since this is height, we're going to say this is in meters. So we can say our vertex will be 1.72, comma, 73.37. Now, to say this in words, we can say at 1.72 seconds after launch, the height will be 73.37 meters. So that will be our interpretation of this vertex. Also, we can add that this is the maximum height. Now on to part C. We are asked for two symmetric points where y equals 70. Interpret these in the context of the problem. So let's go back to our original equation in this line once again and let y equal 70. So we'll have 70 equals negative 4.9 x squared plus 16.9 x plus 58.8. Now we have a second power equation, so it would help if we had 0 on the left. So let's subtract 70 from both sides. We cancel out the 70, and we are left with 0 equals negative 4.9 x squared plus 16.9x minus 11.2 if we do this math, 58.8 subtract 70. So we can say that A is now negative 4.9 like before, B is 16.9, and C has changed to negative 11.2. The quadratic formula says that x equals negative b over 2a plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac, also over 2a. So let's place all of our numbers that we wrote here in their correct positions. In our first term, we'll have negative 16.9 divided by 2 times negative 4.9 plus or minus square root of 16.9 squared minus 4 times negative 4.9 times negative 11.2. All of this will be divided by 2a as well, 2 times negative 4.9. I want to point out that this term that comes first, we've already calculated at the very beginning of the problem up here in part A. So that vertex also appears in the quadratic formula, and we've already calculated that's 1.72. This term with the square root is going to take a little bit of doing to calculate. Just punch the whole thing into your calculator at once. When you do, you should get 0.83 for your second term here. That entire fraction with the root on top should simplify down nicely to 0.83. So we'll get two possible x values. We'll have x equals 1.72 plus 0.83 and x equals 1.72 minus 0.83. So let's add these together and we will get 2.55. And the other x will be 0.89. Now remember, since these are x values, these will be in seconds. So those are our two answers. So we can say that our points are 2.55, comma 70, because that was the y value that we were given earlier, and 0.89, comma 70. To interpret this in words, we can say that the height, or y, is going to be 70 when the time is either 0.89 or 2.55. Also, make sure that you add the units for the height. It is meters. Some instructors are fairly picky about that, so we want to make them happy. But our final answer will be that the height is 70 meters when the time is either 2.55 seconds or 0.89 seconds. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again soon.